Aloha everyone, my name is Ahu-Isa. Well, my first name is really Lena Ala, given to me by my Hawaiian grandma. Lei, wreath of flowers, Ala means sweet smelling. Yes, here I am, running again, this time for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, thanks to my mentor and friend, Senator T.C. Yim, who passed away in May. It was through his belief in me and because he was one of the first executive directors of OMA, through his encouragement, that I threw my hat into the ring. And before I tell my story, I want to request that you listen with your heart and your mind as well as to what I have to say. It is the story of our Native Hawaiians, our islands, as well as my story. I titled my story Huliau. This story is based on a tiny stone that was given to me when I escaped to Kauai to heal from a very hard-fought council race. A little stone with the word Huliau etched in it. It was given to me by a kahuna nui I met on the island of Kauai while visiting a heiau in Haena at the end of Hanalei. I was living there right after Hurricane Iniki to get away from the scars of my first political battle. I never ran for office before and I had to heal. After winning the primary, I lost the general. After taking money from seniors, from children, from friends, I felt awful. I moved to Kauai because, like me, the island of Kauai had just been destroyed by Iniki. The kahuna nui told me that Kauai was a sacred place. Hawaii is a sacred place, and overdevelopment, if it came, a hurricane would come and destroy everything again, cannot overbuild. Back to this stone, this baby rock called Huliau. In Hawaiian, Huliau means the turning point or the time of change. But when used as a verb, Huliau means to recall the past. And in order to plan where we're going, we must first reflect on where we came from. My Huliau came to me on Kauai. And Huliau is something I again feel is happening. It's happening to our Hawaiian people right now, and I take it very seriously. Our history books all tell us that the independent nation of Hawaii was annexed to America in 1898. Not true. We were never annexed. In that year, the American government forcibly turned our independent nation into a U.S. territory, turned our beloved Queen Liliuokalani into a prisoner and a martyr. Our last reigning monarch refused to spill her people's blood defending a land that she believed only belonged to Keakua. The U.S. government acted at the urgent request of a dozen American pineapple and sugar cane tycoons. For the purpose of what? Only padding their bank accounts. Hawaiian sovereignty was eradicated at gunpoint. 95% of all living Kanaka Maoli at the time petitioned their opposition to Washington. It fell on deaf ears. The Kauai petition remains till today in the U.S. National Archives. Our people have not changed their minds. They have not given in to the theft of their native homeland. A New York Times writer once mentioned in passing, quote, underneath is the unresolved pain of the native Hawaiians, unhappy over long unsettled land claims and economic disadvantage. It has been fully 190 years since these greedy sons of missionaries discovered wealth in sugarcane and fenced the Kanaka Maoli off their own land. Yes, so many years ago when the U.S. government imposed laws that forbade the Hawaiian people to speak their own language, did not let them practice their dance, the authentic hulas, nor utilize indigenous plants for healing. All remained on the territorial books and enforced. And to this day, the native Hawaiian people continue to suffer excruciating losses. In all ways, they are almost an invisible minority tucked away in marginal geographic and economic pockets in our islands. Ill health, acute poverty, and crime as a majority of our incarcerated are Hawaiians. They have suffered every known indignity of oppression. And it continues on. OHA was created in 1978 by Constitutional Convention to right the wrongs suffered to these indigenous people. Now I ask you, do you feel the Huliau? Do you feel the air of change coming, a turning point to take better care of our people? The mission of OHA was to fulfill this. You know, a trustee has fiduciary duty to the Hawaiians to place their trust in them and faith in what they are going to do that is right for the people. I feel that in my years of experience as a representative, a Board of Education member, a business professor, and a real estate broker, along with my strong ethical and moral values, this will help me carry out my duties if put into this fiduciary position. I have always been humbled to have been elected to the office by people, our people. And I ask you to please remember me on November 4th. Please vote Lay Ahu-Isa, the first name on the ballot. Mahalo for listening to my story. Thank you. Mahalo.